Hey, what's up, everybody? David Feeder here. How's it going? I wanted to do a PulseChain validator stats update video because we're almost at 50K, so I figured it was wanted to hopefully we'll catch it live one of these days this week. I think we're almost there. So hope you guys are doing good on this Monday. I'm just hanging out. So we'll just start off with the normal. Hashtag ad for myself. If you want to become a PulseChain validator, you can go to validatorstore.com. And if you scroll down, got the hardware kits, and they're $2,000. And then you own the hardware and you can run it wherever you want. And if you go all the way to the bottom, past all these amazing testimonials from all my awesome customers, like Crypto Coffee here. Shout out to him as an example. He's out there running one. And yeah, just go down to the bottom, fill out your info. United States only for shipping. Yeah, fill that out. And yeah. Let me check on the chat here. Hey, Vets in Crypto, what's up, my man? Hey, good to see you. Hey, VJ, what's up, dude? Hey, Godfather, how's it going? Hey, Nico. Nico asked, how does the cloud hosting work with the private keys? Good question. So for the private keys, what we do is, let's go to the cloud hosting. So yep, so this is one option I offer where it's basically a flat fee per month, and then you get a dedicated computer. And the way the keys work are, let me scroll down here. So during our setup meeting, we make a brand new set of the 24 seed words for the validator. And these 24 words live on the validator computer, basically. And this is what we use to make the empty blank stakes. And this is also what allows for us to like unstake the pulse on the validator computer. So mic's a little low. Oh yeah, let me try turning up my decibels a little. I think I had it turned down a bit. There we go. How about that? Is that better? There's a lot of background noise. I've got a filter on, so that might be part of it. Yeah, so basically the 24 words control the empty stakes, and then they allow for the unstaking. Now the unstaking and the rewards are all set to your rewards wallet. So when you push the unstake button, all the pulse goes right to your MetaMask. So I can't touch any of the pulse. It's just, we make empty stakes, you put the pulse in from your MetaMask, and then the pulse comes out back to your MetaMask, your rewards wallet, and that's it. In the event, the reason I keep a copy of the 24 words in case, let's say the data center, like where the computers live, like this rack here, like it burnt to the ground and was destroyed. Well, then I can get new computers, and then I can type in the 24 words and I can bring your validator back to life. And then you're up and running again. You can like regenerate it basically. And then this is also, you get a copy of the words too. If I die and I'm gone, the data center is instructed to unplug everything and all these servers go offline, all the cloud validators go offline. And then if you're one of these people, you've got your 24 words, you can go to Best Buy, get yourself a computer or even just a laptop, follow the script, put in your 24 words, and then you can unstake your pulse or you can keep validating. So basically, these 24 words really just let us like revive the validator and then make new blank stakes and then push the end stake button, which then sends the pulse to your wallet. That's it. That's all the keys can do. So yeah, so that's how it works. So really that's the only thing we're sharing is really the ability to like end stake and to like send the pulse to your MetaMask, and that's like immutable locked. We set that the first day. I mean, we couldn't even change it if we wanted to. Yeah, because as part of this cloud, we do a 1 hour meeting with me. Usually it's faster than 1 hour. This is where together we make the 24 words, and then we set your address permanently forever, and then it's locked in. So that's really the secret sauce right here is we set immutably the rewards address that you control. So all the rewards go to your wallet every time. That's the key. But good question. Hey, Hornet UK, when Lambo? I don't know, 2025, 2026, something like that, right? Yep. Yeah, and it even says right here, yeah, I have no access to your Pulse funds. You always keep full control of your Pulse. It goes right to your MetaMask. I can unstake, which sends it to your MetaMask, but I only do this when you tell me to, right? You send me an email. You say, hey, Dave, I want to unstake one or all of them or half of them or whatever. And then I just walk up to the computer and I just push the button and then it sends the Pulse to your MetaMask. So, and then I just babysit the computer, right? Like basically I just take care of all the nerd stuff behind the scenes, and then people with a bunch of pulse, they don't have to worry about it. All right, like that's my problem. So that's who this is designed for, and and for folks with bad internet or bad power. Like if you're like in Puerto Rico and the hurricanes come and like they lose power a lot. Um, now I'm up in the New York City region, so we get hurricanes too. So I mean, it's possible that the hosting location could get knocked out if we have like a hurricane that's Sandy. I don't know if you guys remember Hurricane Sandy from years back, but like yeah, during a Hurricane Sandy, sure, the validators may go off for a day or two, right? It's like a national disaster, you know what I mean? We lost power for like 2 weeks in New York. Like it was just darkness. So in those events, that happens, but pretty rare. Hey, what's up, Kaisa? How's it going, my man? So that's how the cloud hosting pretty much works right there. Um, yeah, I got free tutorials. Yeah, here's the link for the GitLab where you can get all the scripts. So that's awesome. Got my videos all right here. More will come in time. And then if you've already got the hardware, or if you've got your own virtual server or whatever, if you've already got it set up and you just want help, I'm available for help. So feel free to come on here. You can fill this out, and then we can just do like a screen share session if you just want remote support. If it's your, validator is not working or whatever, I can, as long as you've got your 24 seed words, that's all you need. You can buy a new computer, you can buy new hardware, like that can all be replaced. That's just plastic junk. As long as you got your 24 words, I can help you. We can always bring your validator back to life like a phoenix. It just needs a computer body, right? So, yeah. And then failover, and fancy Wi-Fi routers for folks who don't want to go offline. I mean, this one right here is the beast. Which one's this? The PepLink Max BR2 Pro. This is like the most badass Wi-Fi router money can buy for a validator. It's almost $3,000. It holds 2 SIM cards, so you can put 2 4G or 5G internet connections in it. It's got all these, was it 4 LAN ports, 2 WAN ports. I think all of those can be reconfigured to be WAN or like internet ports or regular ports. This does everything. It's nuts. So that's for the most badass of validators right here. Something like this PepLink Max BR2 Pro. Yeah, even I don't have that. I'm actually just using the BR1 because I only have 1 SIM card. This holds 1 SIM card like data plan. And that was plenty for me. And then we got fiber, and then that's plenty. I just wanted the one failover. So pretty sweet. These are pretty cool. I'm in the Hamptons, so a bit east from you. Oh, nice. There you go. Yep. Out on Long Island. Very nice. Yep. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much Validator Store. That's everything going on there. So hit me up if you need help. And always grab my scripts. Everybody can, this is most used script. So speaking of which, let's go look at that. So if you go to gopulse.com/validators, and we got the map. All right, we're at 49,245, almost at 50K. That's probably coming this week, I'd say, based on the trajectory. I'd say by the end of the week, we'll have 50K validators. Hey, Dennis, what's up, my dude? Hey, man, good to see you too. Nice work with all the stickers out there. I don't know if you guys know Dennis Bond on Twitter. He's one of our sticker bandits out there. Goes around, puts stickers everywhere. So yeah, man, hope you're doing good. So hey, we did it. Here we go, guys. Number 1, validatorstore.com. Active validators, 24,603, 50%. We did it. All right. So validated blocks, we've got 422,000 blocks. So shout out to you guys, everybody out there using my script, all my clients. We're doing it together, right? So I appreciate it. That's really awesome. Thanks to everybody for the support. Even if you're just using my free script and running my tag, I appreciate it. Thank you. And shout out to everybody out there. That's really awesome. The current APR. So this website, which is based off the official Launchpad, so it's not their fault here. If we go to twitter.com/PLSValidator, shout out to him. Today, he actually did an update on the math. And this guy right here, Twitter Validator PLS, he is the number 3 validator, right? He's got 2,802 validators, which is 5.7%. And he did a update today on Twitter here saying that the actual APR is more like 8% is what he's getting. And I think he's right. It's definitely lower than this. This is not accounting for the extra PulseChain burn from Ethereum, because then I'll show you what's happening. So if you go to launchpad.pulsechain.com, it says right here, current APR 14.8%. So that's where GoPulse is getting this, right? They're just pulling it from here. Now, this website is based off the Ethereum one. So if you go to launchpad.ethereum.org, it is. You scroll down here and it says current APR 3.74%. So what I think's going on is the PulseChain fork of this website here, whatever this is, like they didn't change the formula behind the scenes. It's the same exact formula as this. So it thinks we're Ethereum, but we're not Ethereum. We're PulseChain. PulseChain is extra burn. There's extra coins in here that PulseChain validators just don't get. Ethereum validators, there's a lot more of them, and that's why their APR is so low. And there's a lot of ETH staked versus on PulseChain. We're approaching 50K, but this is not accurate, right? So we'll see if it, I don't know how to fix it. I'm not sure what the formula is behind the scenes or what's gotta get adjusted here. But the number 3 guy says it ain't right, so I'm inclined to listen. I personally haven't done the math too hard on my own personal validators yet, but I guess I could to confirm and check, like to see if that's where it's at. So just be aware. Take this with a grain of salt. It's, if you want to be conservative, call it 8% per year, extra coins. Right now, the price per one validator stake for 32 million Pulse is 2,218. When we get back to sacrifice price, this is going to be $3,000. So right now we're at, call it a 25% discount off of sac price. So, yeah, something like that. So, how long will it stay under sac price? I don't know. Will this discount last forever? I don't know. I mean, get them while they're cheap, guys, because, it's better to stake your Pulse now. Well, this is only 2,000 versus when it says 10,000 or even 5, so keep that in mind. And then the current epoch, which is 5.5 minutes that have gone by. So we're doing good, guys, man. PulseChain stats for the validators looking good. Check the blocks real quick. Here come the blocks. Average block time, 10 seconds. We're 17% faster than Ethereum. If we go to, let's go to the main page. All right, Pulse. Yeah, we're 69x off sac. Nice, 0.69x. So it's like a 30% discount, 30% off sac price. So that's how much cheaper your validators are. Let me check the chat here. Hey, Finbear. What's up, dude? Are you going to grind Tarkov later? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like people don't want, I don't know. I feel like it's not very popular, right? People want to watch me talk about validators. They don't want to watch me play Tarkov. But I mean, I do want to play Tarkov. We'll see. Amicable. Any idea if gas prices will remain low when we go way higher? Probably not. Let's look at the gas. Great question. Wow. It is at the cheapest it's ever been. Like literally right now. Except for the first day. Yeah. Gas is at the cheapest, almost the cheapest it's ever been. Ever. Hey Corey, what's up, dude? Hey man. Shout out to Corey Geary, everybody in the chat. Yeah, man. Check out his channel. Him and Dane are streaming, God, like every day, like champions. So definitely go check out his show too. Shout out to Corey. Glad you're here. So yeah, the gas price is low. So when the price spikes, like when it gets like when we're back above SAC price and Pulse is really pumping, then I expect this to explode just like this. We're going to be paying 2 million beats, 3 million beats. And then that's when Pulse will go deflationary. So yeah, I definitely expect over time when the bull market comes and popularity comes, gas will explode. It get way more expensive. Now, way more expensive is relative, right? Like, so because take a look at what this is what it costs right here to send Pulse. It's it's a fraction of a penny. So even if you times that by 10, even if the gas price is 10 times more expensive, like 4 million beats, it still costs you 2 cents to send Pulse. So even at 10 times higher gas and 10 times higher price, like it's not that much more expensive. Hey, what's up, Gamma? What's going on, my dude? Shout out to Gamma DevOps in the chat, man, with the official PulseChain devs. And he actually runs a free RPC service. So you could, in theory, connect your MetaMask it's really for servers and like applications and fancy stuff, querying the blockchain. But basically you can connect your wallet, I believe, up to Gamma's like alternative RPC server if you need to. So yeah, shout out to him for doing that for free. Usually guys like that charge, like Infura and on Ethereum they usually charge. So shout out to Gamma for doing it as a free service for now. So that's pretty cool. Hey, what's up, MD? Hey, David, what's your near long-term projection on Inc? I mean, my long-term projection on Inc would be that it's gonna probably go down versus Pulse. I'll show you. So if we look at Inc. Hey, what's up, Chad? Here for the daily feeder. Yeah, man. Gamma debug, trace, archive endpoint free. Can't beat free. Yeah, man. Yeah, debug, tracing, and an archival endpoint, so you can like query like ancient transactions on the blockchain. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Crypto Sloth, what's up, dude? Hey, man. I'm getting so bullish watching your videos talking about Icosa and Hedron V2, man. I know it's a ways away, but that's gonna be pretty sweet, dude. So yeah, keep up the good work too, man, with your streaming. Loving it. Black Label Expat asks, is there a way I can set up my own RPC with my validator? Like you can, but you should not. That's like naughty. Using your validator as an RPC is like, because you have to open up the RPC ports, and then if you only did it behind your own Wi-Fi router at your own network and you didn't open the ports of the internet, if you only did it in the privacy of your own home and you just connected to it locally, like on your little on like a network switch, I guess, but like don't do that. Not with a hot validator with Pulse staked in it. Don't use it as an RPC. Just use a regular Pulse node. You can just get a regular computer, same thing like a validator, but just don't stake any Pulse on it, and then use that as an RPC. Like, because otherwise you'll get hacked. I think Gamma agrees. He's shouting no. Yep. Yeah, man, totally sloth. Yeah, Vets in Crypto. Look at all the legends popping up here. Yeah, I know, man. A lot of legends in the chat, man. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, yeah, so yeah, Inc. So I suspect that Inc versus, you click on the versus PLS price, it's down forever, right? Because incentive token is an inflationary token that is a reward from the PulseX exchange, right? You go to PulseX. If I could spell. Here we go. Yeah, PulseX. And then you're doing the farms. So you got to add liquidity, and then you stake your liquidity tokens. And then this APR that you're earning, this reward, you're earning in incentive token. So then if you want to really capture those gains, then you sell the incentive token, right? You swap it to whatever else you want. Now, like the degen play then is you take your mining incentive token and then you add incentive token to these farms for even more yield. And that's like you're compounding your yield farming, but that's like an advanced yield farming strategy with high risk, and you're going to eat in permanent loss because people are taking your pulse and they're giving you ink. So you just end up with a bunch of ink. So if you're mining ink, I think you should sell the ink. I sell the ink. That's what I would do. It's meant to be mined and sold, right? It's incentive token. That's its purpose. So yeah. So I would expect this down to the right trend to continue for, I don't know, until it stops inflating, which I don't think it does. So yeah, that's its purpose. Now, shockingly, I mean, it's holding this dollar price. I mean, versus the dollar, you know, it's been about $1 since the beginning of September, right? So cool. But I think what's holding it on is probably the liquidity bonding with Pulse and the price of Pulse. You can even see the pump here. We had the same price in the PulseChain price. So it follows the price of Pulse because the liquidity is so big and bonded together, right? When one of the, you know, when the price of, when this $5 million worth of Pulse is really worth $10 million, then it just drags up the value of the ink, because these have to, you know, it's like a ratio, right? This is a decentralized automated market maker exchange, so it's got to keep the balance, right? That's how this works. So, you know, I would expect this to keep going down. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying ink. I'd be, if you want ink, the best way to get it, I think, is to mine it here and then sell it for whatever other coin you want instead. That's what I'd do. Anomaly asks, David, is it strange that when I used your recent startup shutdown code that my valve was running into issues, but I went back to the shutdown code, to the subtle shutdown code, all was golden? Probably. I think I know exactly what's wrong, just based on what you said. So if you go to the shutdown, and then I bet you got the new version, but I bet your username is not admin X. And you got to change your username to match that folder path of your username right there on line 7 and line 9 and line 11. So I bet you if you just change that to match your username, I bet you it'll work. That's got to be it. That's really the only thing that would goof that up that I could think of off the top of my head. Everything else is identical, no matter who you are. So that should do it. Bear, back when Ink was 85 plus, I couldn't figure out why people bought it. Was it needed for staking pairs, or was it just FOMO? So the reason, if we go back to Ink, great question, because I was there, man. I seen it. I was there. Yeah, y'all remember this. Yeah, so incentive token came out on May 16th. And then by, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, it went from like $4 to like $60. And why? Why did it pump so much? Because these two pools right here at the bottom, these incentive token versus WPLS pools, these two pools right here where you could take ink and pair it up to mine more ink, opened on that day. So as soon as that happened, boom, to the moon, because everybody was scooping up. There wasn't a lot because it only existed for 5 days. So there's barely any mined, because only a little bit of ink gets mined every block. So there's not a lot of ink. And then these pools open up to pair your ink. So everybody's buying the ink. Everybody's buy. That's what you're seeing here. It's a huge volume too. Everybody's buying. Oh my God, I need to put ink in that pool so I could soak up all that amazing yield in the first day. So that's exactly why this happened. And then people got in there and they started doing it. And then if we switch the price and Pulse, and then we go back, what you'll see is, yeah, I mean, you see when that farm opened, like right there on the 19th and the 20th, 22nd, everybody's doing it. And then it peaks, and then the mining really kicks in. And now people are starting to take profits, and now they're mining a lot of ink and mining a lot of ink, and they're dumping it for Pulse and dumping it for Pulse and dumping it for Pulse forever and ever and ever and ever. A little pump, nice. And down 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 forever and ever and ever. And this will never stop So that's incentive token. It's going to do that forever. I think. I mean, unless, but you know, somebody can come in here and buy it all. But then I think it's just, you know, people are just going to keep dumping it. They're going to keep mining more. I mean, that if some, you know, I don't know if somebody would bought a whole bunch, put it in here, you know, that would pump the price, and it would, yeah, it's a high risk play. I mean, I personally am not in these two pools, never have been, never will be. It's too high risk. And the APRs are old now. I mean, it was juicier. Like, I mean, you had to be there, right? Like you should, yeah, that would have been cool back then. But now, no, thank you. I'm not a liquidity guy either. It's not my, I dabble in liquidity providing, like very, very little, like stupid amounts, like comical. Like it's probably just a waste, but you know, I feel like I'm participating, right? I throw in a couple bucks, like $100, $50, you know? So yeah, pools, farms. Gamma, I put change username in my guide, LOL. Yes. I thought about doing that too, but then it would never work. The script would never work, right? It would just be broken every time, and everybody would ask, why doesn't it work? And I'd be like, well, if the changer says change username, right? Like it would never run. So at least I can catch the people who followed my tutorial and put admin X. At least it'll work for those guys with the same username without any questions. So that's the only reason I didn't put change username, was because then that would have like bricked everybody. Because I just want to make this simple. Like this, I tried to like copy and paste, like cookie cutter, like literally don't have to think about it. You just copy, paste, copy, paste. Namui says, perhaps that was it. I'll give it a look and make sure to not overlook the username swap. Yeah, it's got to be. Gamma, so using node with RPC would be okay. Yeah, black label expat, just like a regular node non-validator. Basically, you would use my install script and you would run everything all the way down to line 31. Once you get your beacon up and running, that's it. That's really all you would need. Everything else is for the validator. I mean, I'd also run the first half of line 55 as well, just to restart. But yeah, basically, if you just want a normal PulseChain node, it's just a line 31. Everything else is for staking and validating. And that's it. Because it's just a beacon. It's your Geth container or your Go Pulse, right? You have to run this software here. That's half the blockchain. And then you have to run the Prism beacon node. That's half. So once you do those two in reality, that's the PulseChain. That's a regular node. Yeah, it's just a full node. Yep, that's just a boring old PulseChain node. Which it helps the network. You know, that'll download a full copy of the PulseChain, and it will connect to others, and it'll share it out, and it helps. You're not mining or validating blocks, but you are keeping a copy of the blockchain alive and giving it to other nodes out there, which is great. You're like sharing your bandwidth, right? Like if somebody else is like, hey, I need a piece of the blockchain, it's missing, maybe your computer will give it to them instead of mine, you know, which is doing a validator, you know. So it helps. It's the more people that do this, the more decentralized the blockchain is, the harder for it is to be shut down. AT, what's up, dude? I was trying to figure out why my validator didn't run after power off. Then I realized the restart always for Geth Beacon required my Ubuntu password. Oh, this running, yep, line 55. Yep. Yeah, whenever you run a sudo command, you got to put in your password. Yeah, line 55 is what tells the computer to always restart the Docker containers, even if you reboot the computer. Like it tries to always restart them. Yeah, sometimes they crash, like sometimes Geth or Beacon, sometimes the blockchain will get corrupted during a power loss. But if you're lucky and it doesn't, then yeah, it should automatically restart. Games is just a very super exiting PulseChain node. Super exciting. Graph minimum system requirements for a node. You could probably, if we go back to validator store, let's look at what you could probably skimp for a regular node. Like if you wanted to cheap out, you could probably go down to 32 gigs of RAM, and you could push it to a 2 terabyte solid state, but you're going to run out of space quicker later on down the road in like a year or two. Whereas I think this 4 terabyte is going to last us like 4 or 5 years of growth, of the blockchain size. So I would recommend 4 terabytes for growth. But yeah, you could definitely skimp on the you could probably cut that down to 32 gigs for just a normal regular node that's just kind of chilling at your house and you're just sharing the blockchain. Now, if you're doing like an RPC node like Gamma, and you're opening it up to requests, you're going to serve answers to the blockchain. People are going to ask it questions about the blockchain. Then probably you're going to want more power, and you're probably going to want multiple hard drives, and you're probably going to want to run Aragon, which is like a different version of the PulseChain software, which is right here. And this is like a full like archive node. Yeah, for an archive node of Ethereum mainnet, we recommend greater than 3 TB of storage. It was 1.8 as of March 2022. That was Pulse or Ethereum. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I would definitely beef it up if you're. But that's like for an RPC node. That's for like serving like answers. But if you just wanted to like help decentralize the blockchain and just run a little low power thing, yeah, I think you'd be fine. So, how else are we looking? How are the prices? Haven't even really checked the markets today. What's the Bitcoin? Just under 34 or 35 and dropping. And then ETH are at 1900. Ink's at $1. PHLP, Fame LP is $1.10. Fame tokens are 80 cents. BBC token 42, down big. So same thing here with BBC, big bonus coin from 9inch. It's like incentive token. It's made to be mined and dumped. And so if you look at it versus the price in 9inch, same thing. Down and to the right. Okay. So expect this with big bonus coin. Okay. Down to the right because people mine it. That's its purpose. It's supposed to pay you your rewards. Yo, what's up, Coin Critic? Hey, man, good to see you, dude. Long time no see. Yeah. Fiat is at 27 cents. Spark Swap incentive token at 20 cents. Same thing with this. It's a Spark Swap is like a lesser known PulseChain exchange, and they have their own incentive like token called Spark Swap, and also, meant to be mined down to the right. So pretty much any of those yield farming tokens like Pancake or Inc, BBC, Spark, all those coins, any exchange reward coin is meant to be mined and dumped. Icosa is at 3.5 cents. Icosa on Ethereum 2.5. Maxi 2 cents, doing good. Hex, PHEX, $0.01.5. Awesome. Let's check that chart. Switch the price and pulse. Oh man, having a pullback for the past couple days, but that's okay. Let's zoom in. So this is Hex versus Pulse. So this is what happens if you, if you're a validator. Here's a trick you can do too. Now, is take your validator earnings that come to your wallet every 7 or 8 hours, and then save them up for, I'd wait probably once a week, and then you can take your PulseChain validator rewards and you can buy Hex, buy PHEX, and then stake the PHEX. And if you look so far over time, now, who knows what will happen in the future, but right now, PHEX is gaining versus Pulse, like every month. Like even if you bought the top in August, you're still back here and you at a higher point. So like it's up and to the right. So PHEX versus Pulse looking pretty good. So, that's something I'll be thinking about, is rotating into Hex with your Pulse gains from your validators. That's an option. Inc has a halving period of 12 months, so likely by half pressure after halving. Oh, I did not know that. Oh man, good looks. Coin Critic on that. Yeah, I did not know Inc had a halving. That's huge. If the rate at which the Inc is being, like if it's like a lesser rate, like if they slow it down, the emissions, like that's pretty good. There we go. Hey, what's up, Spike? Emma Cable C, it's like Zen made to dump. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yep. It's made to be mined and then sold. Yep. That's the purpose of incentive tokens. And Zen. Yeah, I mean, we can look at PZen. Kind of the same thing. You know, you're because it's being minted every day and more people mint it, yeah, the price typically goes down. And we had this huge spike up right here, which is because of DB Zen, which is like a protocol or like a game for Zen. Call it protocol, where it burns the Zen. You actually burn and give up your Zen. And you're also putting Pulse into like a, I don't know, like a community pot. And then whoever burns the most Zen gets the most DB Zen. And then whoever has the most DB Zen, you get some of the Pulse from the people that put it in the pot. So, you know, it's interesting. It pumps Zen when it comes out, and then it usually dies. And then the same thing with the DB Zen price. It usually pumps and dies. And then, but they're making a version of Zen game called DB Zen game, and that's coming to PulseChain. And the DB Zen game is actually going to come to PulseChain before the regular Zen game. So I'm keeping my eye on that. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of a degen play and just for fun, but you know, it's out there. I like Zen just because it burns Pulse. I mean, honestly, all the people doing this, all their mints and all this behind, like they're just doing PulseChain transactions. So I can't complain, man. We're validated. We're laughing all the way to the bank every time. These guys are burning their gas fees, minting Zen, buying Zen, burning Zen, selling Zen, minting Zen FTs, all that stuff. It just uses Pulse. They're just paying validators. So it's cool, man. Like, you know, I'm not going to complain. Let them do whatever they want. It's a free world, you know. You mint whatever coins you want. That's what's cool about it. You know, it can't be stopped. Like, yeah, I mean, you're probably I wouldn't buy it, but if you time your mints right with low gas, you know, if you bought some here, I mean, but that's trading. That's whatever. You can do that with any coin. Hedron. Looking cheap. You get this for free. Also kind of a dump token that you get for free just by having hex stakes. But you can use this to bid on those hex stakes that go to the auction house. So it has some utility, has some function. Alex is going to hopefully come out with a version 2. You know, I would say a year. I'm just pulling a number completely out of a hat. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take until a new version upgrade, but that's on the potential horizon. But I love Hedron. I stake my Hedron. I really haven't sold like almost any of it, maybe a little back. I mean, I did sell some back in the day when it was like profitable for sure. But I mean, I mine a ton of it and I just put it in. You can stake it at icosa.pro. Yeah, Coin Critic. I'm not a fan of DBZen because buyers are left holding some unknown coin while old peeps take your input ETH. Games that leave you holding a worthless bag tend to trend to dishonesty. Yes. Yep. Yeah, yeah. It is. It is like some sort of Ponzi game with the purpose of burning Zen, basically. And whoever burns the most Zen for the day, like that guy who gets all the DB Zen, like he's the winner. Like he's taken, because I tried it, like when it came to, I tried DB Zen, and yeah, the top guys take all the pulse, right? And the little guys get their pulse taken. So it is what it is. If you've got big Zen bags, if like you're a big ass Zen player, then sure that would work out. But like those are the guys who, I don't know. Get guys running that game. Guys, thoughts on PulseX? On the coin or the exchange? You got to be a little more specific because there's technically two things. You talk about the PRC20 or you talk about the actual website. Yeah, my link got deleted. Oh well. Oh yes. I haven't adjusted my YouTube settings. It's probably yeah. Links are probably no-nos. But you can shoot it to me on Twitter or something. I could post it. So yeah, what else we got? Texan token. Shout out to Brandon and Crypto Heartbeat. This is like an annuity, totally underrated, underappreciated. And you could stake this token out to 22 years, which is wild. This is I made a Texan 22-year staking ladder. I did every 6 months, like alternating out 22 years. So we'll see how it goes. I only sacked a little bit. I didn't put much in. This was back on ETH, and then you got the free copy on PulseChain. But yeah, so that's cool. That's a long-term play. Let it cook. We're mining, baby. And mining coins, love it. Poor pleb. Meme coining. Should be good on 1 inch. I mean, obviously dumped after the launch of 1 inch. Makes sense. You know, sell the news, right? Obvious, derp. But this one and PPP, you know, they might pump when they get pools. If this gets single-sided staking or liquidity pool on 9 inch, you know, this has the potential to pump. So definitely, you know, degen meme coin plays, but you know, cheap. It's cheap coins, you know, something you put like $100 in, let it ride, forget about it for a year or two and see what happens. Or do the single-sided staking. I mean, there's options. Guys, of the coin. So PulseX the coin. Switch to the price and Pulse. Wow. All right, nice turnaround. Honestly, I don't like PulseX the coin. It's aside from incentive token, which it's my least favorite Richard Hart coin, you know, because it just doesn't have any utility. It doesn't do anything. Now, the only cool thing about it really is the buy and burn, right? Because 2% of the total Pulse burned is, yeah, 500 billion coins have been burned. So it's deflationary. The magic sauce of PulseX the coin is it's buy and burn deflationary. So the coins get rarer over time. And if we look, and we're going to exclude the OA, nobody knows how many coins the OA, great. Yeah, so if we exclude the OA, all the PulseX that's been burnt is 2.62%. That's awesome. That's bullish. That's why this coin is cool, right? That's why you would want some of this, because it only gets deleted. There's never going to be any more. If you didn't sack for PulseX, then you ain't getting any, or you got to buy it from somebody, right? There's no way to mine this coin. So that's why it's cool. But as far as like, you know, there's no voting, you know, there's no single-sided staking, there's no pools, like, so until this opens, like, bummer, man. Now you can liquidity farm. I mean, honestly, I a long time ago, I would have chucked it in here probably if I had a, you know, PulseX. Yeah, I prefer PulseX no inflation to buy and burn. Yeah, it's a no inflation to buy and burn. That's the magic sauce. But other than that, it's, you know, you just sit on it and chill. Oh, here's a trick. Here's some alpha. If you like your PulseX, but you don't want to really risk it. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. And you want to get more PulseX, there is a way to mine it very slowly. And you can go to fiat.io. And you can come here. And sometimes it's full right now. It's literally full because there's like nothing else to do with the damn coin. But when this is lower, when other people withdraw, you can come here and you can single side stake your PulseX for 0.29%. And there's no like risk. You're not going to lose your coins. Other people have to pay the loans from the smart contract, and it will liquidate them if necessary. I don't think there's any way for you to lose your coins unless there's like a smart contract bug or failure, or like, you know. But like, you're not risking your coins. This is like zero risk interest basically, and it's not zero risk, but you know what I mean. Like, it's lower risk. You're not taking on, unless you borrow, like you know, as long as you don't use it as collateral. And there's even a button where I don't have anything. I wish I could show you guys. There's a little checkbox where you could say never use this as collateral, and it like it's not even a possibility you could click the borrow button and accidentally borrow against it, so you don't lose it, right? So, but literally, you know, here's the total borrowed. That's counting up. So if you deposit your PulseX here, you get a slice of this counting up. Your PulseX just counts up. So this is one way I know that's easy passive to mine your PulseX, just to park it and then let these other guys borrow it at 4.73%. So I do this with my PulseX. Got to, you know, full disclosure, that's what I'm doing. I'm in here, and it's tight, man. Like, I'm even in the Telegram group, and like some dudes, like, they'll ping me, they'll like ping each other when there's space, because like it's full. Like, you got to wait for your turn. You got to wait for somebody else to pull out before you can even get into this pool, because it's so popular. So, you know, good luck. I got to wait in line, I'm afraid. Secret says PulseX still has the possibility of single-sided staking down the line. Yes, totally. Richard might be waiting out the SEC to release a single-sided staking for PulseX 100%. And I think that is exactly why Richard is waiting 100%. And it makes complete sense. And I totally agree. That's why there are no pools, is because, and here's even more proof of why I think that. Why I think that Richard is not doing anything until the SEC stuff is done is because if you go to go.hex.com, and what just happened like 3 days ago or 4 days ago, took down the staking interface. This is where you used to go to stake your hex forever, right? And now it's gone. Now it's decentralization, robustness, and privacy are core principles of real blockchain. Go.hex.com is now a list of ways you can run the hex code yourself. And there are some nice folks hosting it out there on IPFS. And so it's still out there, right? And this is like a decentralized internet. So there's tons of ways to get it. You can download and run the software yourself. Plus there's these community sites. And my personal favorite is app.icosa.pro. This is, in my opinion, my primary hex staking interface. This is where I do my hex stakes. So I make new ones. You come here, you click create hex. I do a drop down, HSI encapsulated. You take 1,000,000 hex. 5555, like a boss, and boom, you click the button. That's it. All right. That's how you do it. And then they show up here. You'll have your HSIs. There'll be, right here cooking. You can come here and mint your Hedron whenever you want. And then you can even turn your hex stake into an NFT, a PRC721 token. And then when you do that, it shows up down here in this list as an NFT. And then you can go to Mintra.ai, and then you can list your NFT for sale. And you can just post it here. Even if nobody buys it, it's like you can just list it. And maybe somebody will buy it someday. And if they don't, then, you get your hex at the end. So this gives you like optionality too. You even have an out where you can sell your hex stake even while it's cooking, right? If maybe the price of hex pumps and you post it here, and some guy's like, wow, what a good deal on a hex stake. I think I'm going to buy that. And boom, they come here and they buy one of these juicy stakes. So I like this. This is what I'm doing. I use this. All right. This is the way to do it. This is how the pros do it, in my opinion. Rabio, is Goat Protocol a viable way to single-side stake Pulse? Potentially, yes. Yes, and I'm going to make a separate video on that soon. Yes. So yeah, shout out to the degen protocol. I am going to do a separate video on GOAT, and I'm going to do my thoughts on it because I'm researching it, right? And yes, and I want to talk about the GOAT feeder especially too, because I think I've actually been looking into that for the past like 48 hours, not gonna lie, but that's coming soon. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk on that. But yes, definitely. I want to talk about degen protocol and GOAT token. And the GOAT feeder. I do want to talk about it. Yep. Kaiser says many hidden fundamentals for PulseX. Yeah, totally. Yep. Hey, Sergeant Wobble. Good, my man. Doing good. So yeah. So this is, how the modern man makes his hex stakes, in my opinion. An option. It's an option. Now you can still do traditional. That's fine too. You can still come here, create a hex stake. You can do what's called native. And this is like old school. You can't turn it into an NFT. You can't transfer it. It's just a normal old-fashioned hex stake. So that's totally an option too, right here. And you can still come here and mint your Hedron on those native stakes, and they just sit in your wallet. And then you can take your Hedron and you come here, and then you go stake your Hedron, and you create a Hedron stake. And then that's what I do every month. I prune all my Hedron every month, and then you come here, and then you stake it. And then that gets you at COSA. And then I just let this cook. I just keep compounding this. I've been compounding this for like a year now, right? I just keep putting in more and more Hedron, just letting it ride. And then ICOSA, I did sell some HSIs back in the day. There was like a HSI buyback. You can take a hex stake that you make, turn it into one of those NFTs, and then you can come here and you can like sacrifice your NFT and you get ICOSA. Now, I think everybody who did got wrecked, right? It's just Wrecktville. If you do that, you're wrecked. But then you take your ICOSA and then you stake it here, and then your ICOSA gets you more ICOSA and more Hedron. So that's the thing. And then I took that ICOSA and I staked it. And that's about it for this system right here. Now, what I think you know what I want? somebody to make is I want Zen.game for Hedron and Icosa, where it burns Hedron and Icosa. That's what I want. I want this. I want a clone of this. I want this game right here. All right, where you buy your keys. It'll be on Pulse. Right, we'll come here. We'll go to PulseChain. So you got to put in Pulse. You buy your keys. You try to win the pot of Pulse. And a little bit of every key that's bought goes into a pool. And it burns Hedron and Icosa instead of Zen. That's what I want. I want this with this right here. Because then that'll burn the Icosa and the Hedron and get it off the market. Because the inflation's so high, you know, they're wrecked. Like Hedron, or that was Icosa. And then if we look at Hedron, like, yeah, because the inflation's so high, they're wrecked. So we need a way to burn them. We need a way to get it out of people's hands. So honestly, this Zen game idea, I think, works with any coin you want to burn. Anything. Just replace the word Zen with Icosa, Hedron, PulseX, whatever. Pick your token. You know, Texan, Peep, anything. Any of these. You could do with everything, right? So, interesting idea. What's on here? Yeah, GOAT token. Yeah, who's asking about GOAT? Robbo? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go over the GOAT because it's got potential. It's got potential. It's a fork of elephant money for everybody out there, which I never participated in. I've never even been on Binance Chain, and I have no intention of ever going to Binance Chain. But basically, it's like elephant money, which is a pretty wild chart, man. Like, this is what it's a clone of. Or a fork, right? And I think it went nuts. So this was like a bug or an exploit, right? But then they fixed it or recovered, and then they came back, and then I was doing my research recently, and I heard that this was a whale. This was like some dude, like it was one whale and like another whale, and just dudes like panic selling, and then it's already back up, right? So it went down 40% in 11 days. That stinks, but 25 days later, it's back up 30%. And then what's the difference off the top? 20% loss in 30 days. Almost, but off the all-time high. So the tokenomics have the way it works with the buying and the minting and the 5% fee to redeem or mint. It's interesting. It's interesting. We'll get into it some other time. Hey, PulseDemic, what's up, my man? Sitting down after build, install, start validating. Yeah, man. Perfect timing. Hey, what's up, Mark Velli? Coin critic, lock your money up and something that people live off forever, GOAT drip wise. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And you just try to compound. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the GOAT feeder too. Yeah, I found an elephant money like calculator that I've like converted for GOAT that I want to share with everybody. Because it's interesting. It's like a get rich slow scheme. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a reverse paycheck. It's like you put in money for a year, and then you slowly start to take it out for the second year. But after 2 years, you should break even. And you can ROI faster. I think you can ROI as fast as 200 days if you do it right. Or, well, not right, but like if you go the fast way. But if you put in money for a year, delay gratification for another year, after the second year, you basically have a paycheck every month for free forever, as long as the system keeps working, right? So it's compelling, man. It's compelling to look into, I'm not gonna lie. I do, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's cool about the PulseChain too, you know? So I love being a validator too. And like, this is like, because I'm a PulseChain guy, right? Like I'm a PulseChain validator. So all of these, the PulseChain is like one giant community, right? Like there's a lot of us, it's a whole layer one, it's a whole chain. And then inside of that community, we've got other communities, you've got, and projects. You've got all these things. Look at all these different coins and stuff. So I like to check out everything that I think isn't an obvious scam, like everything that's like legit, right? So yeah. And the longer, the Lindy effect, the longer something's around, the more likely it is to stay around, not always true in this world, but hey, what's up, Crypto Black Sheep? Hey man, we were actually just talking about GOAT token. So yeah, right here in the chat, that's the founder of dgenprotocol.io, Crypto Black Sheep. What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we were just talking about it. I'm actually going to do a separate video on it. I don't know if you're listening, but I'm going to do a separate video on going over that soon. And how I think I'm going to play it and how I'm going to do it. Right. It's just my strategy, like because I've been thinking about it. So yeah, I'll probably jump in the Telegram chat later with you guys. Actually, we'll hang out and talk because it's on my brain. I caught the bug. So mint token for Mintra. That's also on here. Yeah, dude, totally, man. Hey, Don. Hey, man. Good to see you. Don is I think the engineer, the dev for the dgenprotocol.io as well. So good to see you here too. These guys are awesome. And shout out to you guys streaming every day, man, for like 1,100 days. Damn, I think you beat Hexologist's record by like, you've almost doubled it at this point. So good for you, man. That's a lot of streaming. That is hardcore. That is real hardcore. Looking at that chart. We got to go on the lower time. Switch the price and pulse. This is the way I like to look at it. Well, we're going to go over it in a separate video, but yeah, like it kind of trends along. It's going to just slowly go up. It's just going to slowly trend up. You know, if you look at elephant money, just like, yeah, interesting tokenomics, man. Interesting tokenomics for sure. Yeah, it is fun. Yeah, I caught the bug. Yeah, I've definitely caught the bug. I'm trying to like work on my goat feeder strategy. It's like, oh, well, if I like put this much in now, and then if I do this much every 2 weeks for a year, then I'll have this much. Like yeah, definitely moon math. You start looking at the spreadsheets and like, you know, adding the numbers. What if I compounded every 21 days and then I would draw after 7 days? After 6 months of only doing biweekly $200 deposits, right? Like there's so many ways to do it. But I think I even found a strategy too where it's like for the price of a cheap, if it goes to plan, and especially if the bull market comes and, you know, price of Pulse goes up and everything's going fine, you could almost take like the price of a cheap car. I could take like $4,000, $5,000 that would normally buy like a Honda Civic beater, and you know, you invest that in for a year, and then you can start to withdraw after a year, but you can compound. And then by the end of 2 years, man, it's like you're making car payments every month. Just make $200 a month or $300 a month, whatever you can afford. You put it every month, and then after 2 years, it gives you like a $500 or $600 car payment. And you can go out and get like whatever car you want, you know, for the price of what cost you upfront or over time, like a year, like a cheap car. So it's interesting, dude. You know, it's definitely for the patient, for diamond-handed folks, and I like that because I got diamond hands. You know what I mean? Like, you know, was it 200 days to break even? Like, is, you know, if you like maximize, right? Like, it's 200 days. It's not even a year. It's like, I got stakes that are up 22 years in Texan. I got 15-year stakes in Hex. Like, I stake for fun, you know? So 200 days, that's nothing, you know? Like, you know, the greed in me is like, how far can I push it? How far can I push that goat feeder with just compounding, right? Can I do like $200 bi-weekly for like 2 years straight? Like, what would that look like, you know? So it's nuts, man. It's, yeah, pretty cool. Hey, Pulsehorn, what's up, dude? Pulsehorn, yo, Dave Vader, don't forget to block me here too, dog. Oh, okay. And the feeder is the sleeper play. Yes. Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, dude, I caught the bug, man. I went deep. Yeah, dude. It actually, like, I didn't get it at first, and it drove me mad, and that's why I went off the deep end, because I was like, I don't get it. I couldn't wrap my mind around it, but I got it. Yeah, it took like 48 hours of hard research, but it was fun. Yeah. Hey, Benny, what's up, dude? Yeah, Hex needs to know the wait 10 years is nothing. Yeah, yeah. It's like, what's a year? Yeah, 10 years, man. I mean, 10 years, that's a solid stake. Like, I wouldn't say that's nothing. That's a commitment, you know, a decade, but time flies. I mean, we're already, what day is it in Hexland? Does it even say where's the day? We used to have it. That's one thing that actually sucks about go.hex.com being going, is it used to have the Hex day. Do we have it? Day? No, that's the PulseChain day. You know who has it? Hex daily stats.com. Just for a comparison, like, how long has it been? Ethereum. Day 1435. Yeah. So in hex days, it's day 13, 1435. Yeah. So it's like, so what's 200 day stake? It's like, we've already done that 7 times over in hex, right? The last like 4 years. Yeah. So yeah, it's not bad in my opinion, right? Like I'll stake for a long time. So it's good. So I'm bullish on it, man. Very cool. You know, that's something want to pull it up. Actually. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just by compounding, just by, you know, just keep it rolling, man. Just keep it rolling. The longer you can resist clicking the claim button, the better it is for you. And you just keep it going. So definitely I'll be showing off some strategies soon here. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff, man. All right, guys. I think that's about it for today. Went through all the coins, went through all the prices. I think we're looking good. Validators going up, numbers go up. Wow, weren't those in the negative when we started? Wow, yeah, it's already turned around the time we've been sitting here. Finbear, what are we gonna do on Hex birthday? I don't know, man. Yo, good question, because you know, it's coming up soon. Yeah, it's like December, isn't it? It's like a month away, where it's like the anniversary of like the launch day, and then like the 4-year stakes come due, I think. Like if you hit them on the day exactly, yeah, I think that's coming up. I don't know. We'll have to do a party or something. Yeah, Crypto Black Sheep, definitely, my man. Yeah. So yeah, guys, we're cooking right along, man. Just one day at a time. That's how we got to do it. You know, it's like all the good, any good coin, any good crypto is it's a get rich slow scheme. You know what I mean? It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's how diamond are your hands? How long can you hold on? You know, how long can you let your money printers cook for you? You know, because there's a lot of different kinds of money printers out here now, man. Now we've got tons of them. So, you know, I like to sample personally. You know, you should definitely pick like your key winners, and I think you should definitely, you're gonna have to invest. You have to do something, right, if you're in the game. But you know, I like to sample everything. I like to taste the buffet and try out all the stuff on the chain. So, yeah, guys, around fourth year anniversary for Hex. Yep. So yeah, we got a party. We'll have an online party or something. We got to do something. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna call it. But yeah, it's good seeing you all, freaking legends in the chat tonight. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. See ya.